How we doing? How we doing? Today is Thursday, the 27th of June, 2024. Just doing a real estate tap in with you for today. So, didn't see any major headlines come out, but it does look like demand is starting to pick up, which is a good thing. So people are kind of coming back into the market with the interest rates kind of settling right around 7%. So, we'll have to continue to look at what the sales numbers are, you know, as demand ticks up. So, still, people are saying that there's a housing shortage. I've seen some other information where you have a lot of these big developments and projects around the country that have a lot of homes that have been, not completely finished or finished and just are vacant. A lot of these big developments, but for whatever reason, they haven't started to list these particular properties, and put them out there for sale. Sometimes it is because they're not finished or there's a problem, with finishing the actual unit. But so don't know why that is, but that is the case. If you go and follow Melody Wright, and that's Wright, that's WRIGHT on YouTube. She's gone to some of these areas and actually filmed, the houses that are not completed yet are just sitting there vacant and not being on the market. And I follow her, and she talks about how we really don't have a shortage. It's just that for whatever reason, these builders are not putting these houses, on the market. And I think a lot of it has to do too that if they do put a lot of these homes out there, it's going to drive down the pricing. So that's interesting to see. Even though we've seen an uptick in inventory, it's still quite below normal levels. We need about 500,000 more homes to come on the market. And if that were to happen, that would significantly, bring down the price of homes. So it's kind of, where we're stuck at, so to speak. So, but lastly, what I wanted to say is that in the interest rate environment that we are in now, the real deal, or what you want to acquire during this particular time, is the low interest rate debt. A lot of the 2, 3, 4% rates that were written during COVID and prior to COVID, that's really where the deals are. Because if you can get that and be able to control those particular properties, you can then offer them, even if you don't want to use the note strategy where you create financing for someone else, you can do a lease option on the property, treat it like a rental. And there should be a pretty good spread, as we know, rental values are up as well, along with home prices. So, even if you rented out the home, you can make a nice spread based on what the rental value is and what your payment is on a loan that's 3%, 3.5%, 4%, something like that. And that's what we look to do. We look for those opportunities out there where we can control that low interest debt. So if you are somebody that maybe has a property with low interest debt on it, you want to be able to not necessarily cash out of that. If you need to, obviously you do what you think you need to do, but you may not need to fully cash out of the property. You may be able to, create a note on the property or use it as a rental. But if you do a note, you will get a down payment. So maybe that solves your cash needs that you need right now. You will get a monthly payment That'll, obviously continue to come in, and then you'll be owed a significant amount of money, in the future that you could liquidate later on, at any time. So you get 3 profit centers when you create a note. So if you do have, I would say under 5%, 5 or under, or even if you have 6% debt, it still may be able to work, but typically usually under 5%, somewhere between that 2 to 5% range. If you have some of that debt on a property, you really should think about creating a note on it. Increase your cash flow, give you less responsibility, be able to collect a nice spread, some monthly income coming in. So there are a lot of reasons to consider doing that, as opposed to just, selling the property outright and cashing out all your equity. It has tax benefits as well when you do it this way. Talk to your tax professional, tax preparer or accountant about installment sales through the IRS and the type of tax savings that you can get by selling a property that way. So, just wanted to cover those couple of things. Hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.